we won't lose connection. And so today, Art 1, I'm going to give you a lot of information. Okay? A lot of stuff. Your brain's going to feel like it's probably going to explode. Probably not. I think you'll enjoy it. He's just a... I'm going to show you stuff. Okay. Here we go. You're going to draw what I draw, write what I write. There's going to be a little bit of lag because it's YouTube Live, so here we go. So this is what we're learning. Figure drawing. Okay, let's put our last name down here. Put your last name down there. Period 4. 10, 22, 20, 25. Down there at the bottom. Okay. All right. Cool. All right, let's zoom in here. Let's do this. Let's put a little about in the middle. Let's fold this in half. So take this, fold it in half. Perfect. Let's draw a line right on there. And then I'm gonna flip this around. There we go. We're gonna flip that around. Cool. It'll be our little book. Okay. What is figure drawing? Figure drawing is drawing people. Okay, figure drawing is drawing people, and you probably can't read that. So I'm going to go in like that, nice and bigger. And I'm going to move that out of the way. Okay, figure drawing is drawing people. Okay. So the best way is to look at people, real people, with your eyes, to paper. Okay? Real person to paper. Okay? Second best way. Second best way to learn is looking at, this is my opinion, okay? This is my opinion. And a lot of other people's, but it doesn't matter. What matters is your opinion, okay? And the way you do it. Second best way to learn is looking at a photograph. Is looking at a photograph and drawing on paper or canvas or digital, etc. Whatever, right? Okay. So, real is the best. Second best is photograph, in my opinion. Third best way to learn is looking at another artist's work. Okay? So that's the third best way. You can do all three. Okay? So this is what we're doing. Okay? So I'm another artist. So is this the third best way? I guess so. And I'm a real person in front of you. You're not drawing me, but you go to college or you go to a figure drawing workshop, you'll have a model standing in the middle of the room and they will be posing. And you will draw them. Okay? And sometimes they'll be nude and sometimes they'll have clothes on. In college, they're usually nude, just letting you know. So when you sign up for figure drawing, I had no clue, and that's what happened. Okay. So that's how we learn it, okay? And then 4. Then we can work, draw from imagination / memory. Okay? Now, you can always work from imagination and memory while you're drawing from another artist's work, while you're drawing from a photograph, while you're drawing from real people. You can always go back and forth and do whatever you want here. Okay, so that's that. Next thing, here we go. Now we're going to get into proportion of the human body. And advanced artists, you guys might want to follow along and revisit this with us, because you haven't heard this. Or you haven't heard this, or you need to hear it again. Okay? And I like to do this too, because then I relearn. Okay. So we're going to make a dash at the top in the middle here, in the middle of the page, and we're going to draw a straight line coming down almost to the bottom of the page right here. This right here, so we're going to write down proportions of the human body. Now, this is great if you learn this, because you will be able to apply the proportions and this, we're basically drawing a skeleton. You guys got that? We're going to draw a skeleton basically. And all the parts of a human skeleton, you can apply them to an animal. Okay? We have a skull, a dog has a skull. We have a rib cage, a dog has a rib cage. We have a pelvis, a dog has a pelvis. Okay? So, here we go. About in the middle here, we want to put a dash. And we're going to go like this. We'll go like that. That's really close. That's close enough. Okay. Okay, then what we're going to do is, so this is the halfway point. Halfway. Okay, so then we're going to go like this. We're going to divide this in half. And we're going to divide this in half. Erase that. Okay, we're going to divide that in half and that in half. Okay, this right here, this middle part, this is the bottom of the pelvis. Okay, so that's the bottom of the pelvis. So let me zoom in there so you can read that really well. That's the bottom of the pelvis. Okay. We're going to divide this section into thirds. We're going to divide this section into thirds. I'm using cranial units to divide up the body. So we are using cranial units. What is a cranial unit? A cranial unit is a circle. Okay, and we can put a square around it also. A square. Okay. So I'll zoom into that. You can write that down. And I'm going really slow so you can keep up. I expect you to keep up with what I'm writing down and what I'm doing here. That's why I'm taking my time. What is a cranial unit? This is what we're going to learn. Part 1. Science. Okay, this is what we're going to learn, okay? So here's our head here. Okay? If you turn the head around or to the side, top of the head, bottom of the head. Okay, so this area right here, from the top of the head to the bottom of the head here, this is called the skull base. This is called the skull base. Okay, you have your mastoid process right here. You turn it like this, we can create a circle here, an imaginary circle. So this right here is this right here. Okay? So, we're going to use cranial units. And I learned this from Robert. I didn't learn it directly from this guy, but he is the artist that, to my knowledge, created this. Robert Beverly Hale. Okay, so Robert Beverly Hale. This is the artist that I know of that created this unit of measurement for the human body. Okay. So what we're going to do is lightly, very lightly, we're going to draw a circle here. We're going to draw a circle here. We're going to draw a circle here. And here. Lightly now, okay? And here. And right here. There we go. Okay. So here's our head. Now, our rib cage is about 2 cranial units wide. So what does that mean? We're going to come out like this. We're going to make a square. We're going to make a square. We're going to make a square. And we're going to make a square. And this will make sense, okay? And we're going to make a square here. And we're going to make a square right here. And another one right here. And one more right here. Okay, when looking at the skeleton, okay, we have three main parts. What are our three main parts? We have our head, we have our rib cage, and we have our pelvis. Okay, three main parts: head, rib cage, pelvis. So let's write that down. Three main parts. Number one is head. Number two is rib cage or torso. Number three is pelvis. Okay? Now, what attaches the head, the torso, and the pelvis? Let's turn this around. We have this beautiful thing called the spine. Okay? So we're going to go arrow. We're going to go number 4, connected by the spine. Okay? Connected by the spine. Take a look at our guy right here. Let's visit the spine. Let's take a look at the spine. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you a couple answers before I ask you about the spine. So, okay, the spine, and this is it's a pretty good diagram here, right? So, the spine basically goes narrow to wider down here. Okay. So, we're going to go over here. We're going to visit the spine. Okay, spine. Let's put a vertical line right like this. Lightly. Put a little dash right here. We're going to zoom in here. And we're going to make this a little bit wider down here. So this is a little bit narrow. This is a little bit wider. Okay? So our spine basically goes narrow to wide. Basically. So, spine. So write down shape. What shape is this? Pretty much what shape is this? If it goes narrow to wide, look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So what shape? What shape is it? What would you guess? Can't hear you. Just yell it out. Okay, trapezoid. You're getting very specific. Yeah. So it's a really tall trapezoid, right? Or we could go, it's basically a rectangle, right? We could say that. Let's simplify it more. So it's basically rectangle plus triangle equals this shape, which is a trapezoid. We could say that, right? So this plus this equals this. Okay. And the spine is divided up into 3 parts. So we have this part right here and this part. This part from here to here, this part from here to here, and this part from here to here. Now, I want to let you guys know that the 3 weeks to 4 weeks of drawing the human figure, drawing people, is not going to be all this. This is like the very technical stuff. Okay. So this part is the neck. or cervical section. Okay? And there's 7 vertebrae. This part right here is the torso, okay, or thoracic. And there's 12 vertebrae here. This lower part is the lumbar or lower section, and there's 5 vertebrae here. Now, you're not going to be tested on this. I'm just letting you know that this exists. This is what's going on, okay? Now let's look up here at this. I'm going to put this sideways here. And you can see that this is kind of accurate here. This spine, the neck, check it out. It curves this way. Look up here, part 1. This curves like this. Okay, it curves inward, then this part goes outward. The rib cage goes outward. This is important. And then the lower part goes inward, curves inward. And then this bottom part, this thing right here, does anybody know what this thing is right here? Tailbone, good. And or tailbone's actually down here, but that's okay. This triangular thing is called the sacrum. This is the sacrum. Okay? This part goes out again. Curves out. So we got curve in, curve out, curve in, curve out. Okay? That's important. So let's move this over. We're going to go like this. So we got the cervical, go out like this, go like this, go like this, go like this. And I'm going to show you why. Cervical, the neck curves like this. The torso curves outward like this. The lumbar, the lower back, curves like this. Then we have the sacrum down here. Okay? This curves. This needs to go down like that. This curves like this. Okay? Curve and a curve and a curve and a curve. That's important, okay? Because this goes like this. We're going to go down. Now this is going narrow to wide down here. And then this goes like this. Okay? So, here, this is the shape. And what we want to do here is you want to think about the spine like a snake. Think about the spine as a snake or a hose or a tube or a tuba. Okay? So this thing is going like this. It's curving. It's rounded down here. Rounded. Rounded. Even the sacrum has some form to it. Okay? So it's rounded. And we could sit here and break this up and but we don't need to do that. Okay. But I want you to be aware of that, okay? So, what shapes? Let's talk about shapes. What are our basic shapes that we know of? Just what are our 3 basic shapes that you guys already know? Huh? Circle, triangle, square. You guys already know these, okay? So we got circle, triangle, square. Okay? What's an offshoot of a circle? What's an offshoot of a square? What's like it's similar. What's something that's similar to a circle and similar to a square? What shapes? And you already know what they are. Is it too simple of a question, or let's get a little bit less complex? So that's complex too, but okay, look. So circle, we got what? What's this one? Oval. Square, we got this one. What's this one? Rectangle. Okay, and then our triangle, we can go like this. We can just elongate it, okay? Still a triangle, just elongated, okay? Now, what you can also do in art, and what I want you guys to start seeing as well, is this. You can take an oval and you can do this. You could take a triangle and you can do this. You could take a rectangle and you can do this. You can bend these. Okay, you can bend them. You can bend them to the left, you can bend them to the right. Okay, so in art, these are your tools. These are your tools, shapes, basic shapes. These shapes are your tools to draw things. So when you look at the parts of a person, or the parts of a tuba, or the parts of a car, or a plant, or whatever, we're going, hey, these are shapes you can use to draw certain things. Okay, so today we're going to be using shapes to draw certain bones. Okay? Don't bang that, please. You don't need that ruler. Thank you. Okay. So, this is important. Now, I want you guys to also know these things. So, there's 3 lines. Okay, so these are our basic shapes that we use to draw people or anything. Okay? 3 lines. We have a straight, we have a C curve, and we have an S curve. These are our basic lines. So we have a straight, C curve, S curve. And you can use these 3 lines to draw anything. Okay? These are our tools. So all this stuff here, these things right here, these are our tools. All right? Okay, so there's all that writing stuff. Now we're going to go back over here. And we're going to go in a little bit deeper to the upper portion of the body. So we're going to start from the head. So when we draw people, we go head, neck. When you draw a person, you're going to go head, neck. Then you're going to go torso. Then you're going to go pelvis. Number 4 is legs and feet. Number 5 is arms and hands. This is the order in which I draw people. Always go in that order. Okay? And it will be easier and easier to do. Head, neck, torso, pelvis, legs and feet, arms and hands. Head and neck, torso, pelvis, legs and feet, arms and hands. Okay? And then you can, when you get professional and you get, then when you leave here, you can do whatever you want. Okay. So there's that. So here we go. We're going to draw our simple skeleton. And then we are going to put muscles on this skeleton. Because why? I'm teaching you anatomy for artists. Okay? I've taught Art 1 some of this, but I'm going to go deep with you guys, and it's going to be enlightening. It's going to be cool. Okay, here we go. All right, the head. Here's a cranial unit, cranial units. Okay. We're going to go down halfway. This right here is a chin. Oop. Kidding. There we go. We go like this. We go like this. Now, the head looks round, right? And it is. You look at the skull here. If you feel right here, flat. This is flat. Look at me. Feel that. That's flat. This is flat here. Temples are flat. What goes in here? Muscle fills in right here. This is the flat part right here. So we got to flatten that, and that's like right here. This is flattened. Rounds out here, rounds out here. Now, from here to here, chin to here, halfway, this is going to be the corner of your mandible. So look up here, look at me. This is the corner of your mandible. You can put your fingers on the corner of your mandible back here. Okay? That's this part right here. Corner of your mandible. So that right there is going to come down. So you have a straight, a straight, a straight, straight. Like so, okay? Now, here's our circle here. Halfway on that circle is what? It's this, the brow. You have this bone, this brow, where your eyebrow is. Okay, this is your brow. And then halfway down from here to here, the bottom here, you have your eye socket. And I'm just going to keep it simple like that for now. The bottom of this circle here, we have the bottom of the nose, which is right here. Okay, then we have the top of the nose hole about up here. This is a trapezoidal shape. And then I'd say, then we have the mandible, we have the cheekbone right here. We got the top of the teeth coming down right here. We're gonna go about middle of the eyes, eye socket, middle of the eye socket coming down like so. Cheekbones coming up like so. Okay, we're just gonna keep it like that for now. Oh, one more thing. All right, now, so back here we have the spine. The spine attaches here. The spine attaches back here to the base of the skull. And if we look at this guy right here, you can see that here's the back of the skull. This is where the spine attaches back here at the base of the skull. So this is the base of the skull. We're going to go down all the way to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our spine. We're simplifying the spine. Oops. Let me zoom out. There we go. Okay, cool. So there's our spine. I'm drawing it lightly, not dark. Where does our rib cage start? It starts here. We got 1, 2. Rib cage starts here. It comes around. We're going to draw a very light ellipse. This is the top of the rib cage. The top of the rib cage is small. You have a small set of ribs at the top, and then each rib gets larger and larger as we go down. If you look up at the skeleton here, and you can feel on yourself, right here is our top rib. Look up at the skeleton. Art1, turn around, look up here. I'm holding this top rib here. Okay, very small. Okay, very small rib. And a lot of muscles attached here that we don't need to know about. What we have in here, inside of the clavicles, that's your rib right there, your first one, which is small. And the ribs flare out. They come way out. And they come in a little bit. What shape, what food does this remind you of? Any food that reminds you of? Egg. Rib cage equals egg. Form. Somebody in the other class said avocado. I was like, oh, that's cool. Okay, now here we come down here. We're going to make a little circle here. We're going to make a little circle right there. Why? Because that is the corner of the rib cage. So you have a corners to your rib cage. If we go rib number 10 here, look up here. This is rib number 10. You have a corner right here. Look up here at the skeleton. Okay, this is the corner of your rib cage on the front. On the back, you have corners of the rib cage. So rib number 12 back here, that makes a corner on the back. We're just concerned about the front right now. So there's the corner of your rib cage. Then these come back up to we're going to draw this next. See that dark dash? And then we're going to come down one cranial unit. One cranial unit. This is the sternum. Okay? That's the sternum. I don't know any other nickname to it. And then the ribs come up to the sternum. And I'm just drawing them straight. They are curved though. So our sternum is a cranial unit. What else is a cranial unit? Our clavicles. Our collarbones are a cranial unit. That's it for